Hi YouTube. Today I have a Tundra, which is a second generation Tundra, and this one is 2010 or 11. It's in June 2010, so not sure it's 11 or 10, but it doesn't matter. It's second generation, so which is the 5.7. Okay, 5.7 engine. First they told me that the oil temperature or the transmission, actually, and the AT oil temperature light is up, and then it doesn't start no more. So I just don't think that the transmission oil temperature will cause the engine doesn't start. And what you do is put your keys in here and crank it. See, start and died, right? Okay, so it doesn't start. So in this case here, it could be many things. It cannot be ignition coil or spark plug. I know for sure, because normally ignition coil that's not totally all dead, okay, or spark plug is not totally all dead. So either the fuel pump is bad, or the fuel and relay is bad, that doesn't send gas to the engine, or the crank sensor. The crank sensor is bad, so the timing's off, and then it doesn't start like this also. So sometimes the crank sensor is off, and then you don't have spark in your ignition coil and do the same thing as this right here. But one thing at a time. Normally if the car, you turn your keys on and you can hear the fuel pump prime, right? But this is a truck. The fuel pump is way in the back, so you have to have two people to do that. One person turn the key and then you can go listen to it. But what I'm going to do is to check the fuse to see if any fuse broken on the like an injector fuse or the fuel pump's fuse. So I will check those first. But mostly fuse will be right here or under the vehicle kick panel. This is lined up like this from the driver's side and out to the engine bay. So we are looking to the fuel pump, okay? And I will see right here FPMP. I think that's the fuel pump, okay? So which is 1515, so which is this 215 right here, so which is second 15 over here, and you are using this fuel puller to pull it. Now this one a little bit bigger than normally size, so you can using a light tester to do it, or you can pull like this using your light tester. So I put my ground right here to make sure it's good ground, so I test it by the positive. So it is showing 11.9, so it's a good 12 volt. Okay, let's check on this fuel pump. See that? Laid up. That means working. So let's check all of it. This one, good fuel. Okay, all of this good fuse. Okay, all right. So I know that the fuse is sometimes is hard to test for all of it, but checking like this is faster. So what you do, just tap both sides and make sure it's lit up. Okay, if this side's lit but that side's not, then that means it's broken. And this one right here is the EFI, so which is the fuel injection, something like that. So this one's good. Okay, and I will do some more to see if any other one's bad. I think on this one right here is the fuel pump as well, because this say that the FPMP, so I'm guessing that is fuel pump. Okay, so what I can do, I will swap this with the sub battery or the tow, okay, because the same one. I'm going to pry this up using screwdriver. slowly pry. Okay, so you can grab it, twist it. Okay, that's out. So let's do the toe. So normally you don't toe much, so the toe should be good. Okay, so you put this toe and put that to see if this is can crank. Okay, so after I swap this, then I will try this. I can crank that. Okay, it does start, but it died again. See that? And keep trying and trying, but it doesn't start. So I feel like there's no gas in there, because when once a while then they start and then they just like dying. Okay, see that? So I might just put some fuse in there to see if that will kick it, because I feel like maybe the fuse gauge is wrong, you know. Well, I'll try to see if I can put some gas in it first. Okay, even though I put some gas and the gas needle still same place, okay? But let me crank to see if that will make the difference. Okay, so it's saying that I was right. You see, now the car's running. So this person actually run in empty gas. So that's why this car doesn't start. So it's amazing, isn't it? If I don't check my fuel to see if anything wrong with the fuel, then I could just drop in my tanks for nothing. Okay, so right now the cars are running. Okay, the cars are running fine. Okay, pretty steady with empty gas. You know, the gauge showing some gas, but actually you run an empty, so that's why you can't start it. So in this point here, if you don't check all this, then it could get in your worst time just drop the tank. Because when I almost dropped the tank, I already put the, you know, the jack and lift the truck on the back already. But you know, which is a good thing that you're checking your fuse and checking your gas like this first. Otherwise you will have a hard time to drop the tank. See that? It start. And the gas gauge is showing half a tank. I mean a quarter of a tank. So, which is weird. You know, this is like second vehicle that I got this year that the fuel gauge showing that you have some gas on it, and actually the tank is empty. Okay, so check your fuel tank first before you do anything else. If you have a low gas or there's no gas coming through, and then you just adding gas first, at least a gallons or 2 gallons on it, and it start, then you are problem solved. You know. All right, this is kind of easy one, right? But it's not always happening like this. Okay, so hopefully you don't have this problem. You know, make sure check your gas tank before do anything else. Check your fuel before you do anything else. Do the easy one first before you do anything else. Okay, if you do everything else and you still don't get start, then you can go to the fuel tank and drop the fuel. Okay, in case and you put fuse in there, you put gas in there and doesn't start, what you can do from here is checking this right here. Okay, you can disconnect this fuel line right here, which is the orange tag right here. Pull these tags out, and you see the blue right there, and there's another one on the opposite side using something to press and pull these gas lines up and crank the engine, or just turn the key to on position, and there is gas coming through, then you move on to your crank sensor. You know, on a crank sensor, sometimes crank sensor is bad, then you cannot start either. But I would say take out your ignition coil, or if you have another ignition coil, just unplug right here and put into ignition coil. Take the ignition coil out and then put a spark plug inside your ignition coil and crank to see you have any spark coming through right there. And if you do that, you have spark and you have gas, and you still can't start. Not always. Remember last time, I'm not sure you guys follow on my video, but one of the Toyota Avalon, I think 2007, okay, that's a 3.5 engine on it. It have gas, it have fire, and it doesn't start. You know, remember on that one, the fuel pressure is low, okay, because I swap it another fuel pump and it start. You know, so that's why I'm for sure it's the fuel pump, you know, to get like that. But you're not going to have another car that have an additional fuel pump for you to test it, because fuel pump is expensive. Some $200-300, some $400-500, you know, depending on what kind of vehicle you have. But the fuel pump is expensive, so you can get another one to test it and to make sure that's a fuel pump that you can go buy a fuel pump for it. But otherwise, you just don't want to go buy one and then change, and then it's not, then you lost money right there. That's a lot of money, you know. Okay, today is a simple one, okay, just they don't know, that's what they told the truck to me, so which is waste your money, you know, depending how far you towed. If you tow like 100 miles, cost $200-300 just because fuse there's no fuel in the fuel tank, and you just keep towing, you lost a lot of money, right? Okay, you can do simple stuff like today I checking for you, and that save you a lot of money. Okay, so if you have a similar issue and you cannot solve it, and you check all what I just checking and you're still not solving, and leave the comment, so I will, you know, guiding you through. But what I explained to you today is pretty much covered for mostly new car today that not start. Okay, crank not start. Okay, thank you for watching, and please help me subscribe. Okay, we'll see you guys next video, an easy video like this again. Okay, bye bye now.